Nick, we now know who will take over the Dunmore Bucks football program following the retirement of Jack Henzes. A longtime assistant at Dunmore has been appointed head coach. We'll let you know who that is in just a few minutes. Josh.
Now, Eyewitness Sports.
For the first time since 1971, the Dunmore Bucks football team will have a head coach other than Jack Henzes, who retired after 48 years at the helm. And tonight, the Dunmore School Board voted unanimously to appoint Kevin McHale to the position of head coach. McHale was a longtime assistant under Coach Henzes and filled in as acting head coach in 2018 while Henzes was on medical leave. One board member, Joe Muracco, the football team's longtime statistician, cited McHale's effort last season while filling in as a major factor in getting the permanent job.
Kevin did a phenomenal job because he's from the Henzes School of Coaching, and he knows what's going on, and he knows how to treat the kids, and he knows that wins are not everything. He knows that you got to make these younger kids men, and he did a great job. And I know going forward, our program is going to even get better.
McHale was Dunmore's defensive coordinator for a number of years under Henzes, and this will be his first head coaching job at the high school level. Yankees-Red Sox.
Motion, please, Mr. Muracco.
Motion to accept the resignation of John Henzes as head football coach effective April 30th, 2019.
Motion by Mr. Muracco. Second. Second by Mr. Coleman. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Motion carries. Motion, please, Mr. Butler.
Motion to appoint Kevin McHale, head football coach. Job description and employment terms are on file in the office of the superintendent.
Motion by Mr. Butler.
Second.
Second by Mr. Hallinan. For the record, Mr. McHale is not related to me. I say that every time he gets appointed to something. It's a different McHale. My father was from Pittston, so that's different. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carries.
I just want to touch on the football, on Coach Henzes' resignation. I was the head statistician at this school for about 20 years. And I look in the audience, I see some player, Mike Enad, I see Brett, and Mr. Labasi's son, Hockey Week Award winner. And throughout this whole process, there's a lot of accolades said about Coach, and everything is true or even better than true. The guy was a gentleman. We all know that. But the thing that struck me in all those years that I was there is he really never cared about wins or losses. Did he want to win? Absolutely. But he always cared about the football player first, not only on our team, but the opposing team. As you guys know, as you look around, you can see a fine gentleman, what they've done in life. And I think a lot of that, was factored in by his presence and his guidance. So with that being said, I just think the best thing that I feel, being around him so long, was that how he treated young kids and he molded them into better adults. And going forward, hiring Kevin McHale, I've been around with him too since he was the freshman coach, and I think and with his staff and the guys that are there now, I think this program is going to move forward. I all learned under his tutelage, and Kevin's a very, very good hire, and I think we're going to see a lot of good things coming forward from this hire. So again, I just wanted to reflect on Coach Henzes, and I'm happy to see we're moving forward with Kevin McHale. Thank you. Joe, M-U-R-A-C-C-O.
Muracco.
Yes.
And you're the school board?
I'm a member of the school board.
Okay.
Right, and I'm the president of the NEIU 19 school board.
And mainly I'm here to talk to you because you have been the statistician for the Dunmore football team for how long, Joe?
Over 20 years.
So you know Coach Henzes, as we all do.
Yes.
So tell us about the decision tonight. It was like a bittersweet moment, you're saying.
Yes, it was. For me, it was very, very bittersweet because I've known the man for over 30 years, and I was lucky enough to be on the field through wins, losses, state championship games, and just regular games. And he always impressed me because, like I said before, he never worried about wins and losses. All he cared about was the well-being of our student athletes and the opposing student athletes. So every game was another adventure for him. But we had some very, very great athletes, and some of them were in the room tonight. And he made them men. He pushed them, and his first thing was scholastics. He loved the football, but scholastics was first. You have to excel in the classroom. And not all students do, student athletes do. But he pushed it, he stressed it. First thing to do is make sure you worry about your school and make sure you worry about your academics and then athletics. And again, such a great man. I personally, I have a soft spot in my heart for him because he was a tough guy in that football field, and you had to do what he had to do. But off the field, he was the kindest, gentlest man you ever want to meet. And if people could equate people to fathers, he'd be a good father to everybody.
And I hear stories all over I go, even Paul McGloin, how he helped Manny.
Sure.
People don't realize he's helping other students and athletes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. He helps. I know he helps people from Valley View, West Scranton, Scranton Central when they were in existence, Scranton Tech, because he knows the people, he knows what these kids are all about, and he's not afraid to take the next step to develop these kids to make them men. And that's the biggest trait. Wins and losses are great, but I don't think Coach Henzes equated himself as wins and losses. He equated himself as making kids 15, 16, 17, 18 years old into men. And you know what? His success rate's probably about 99.9%.
And Joe, moving forward, you said Coach McHale.
Yeah, right. And Kevin McHale, he was assistant on their coach, and he has his assistants now will be guys that play for Coach. And he assembled a very, very good staff. Now, when Coach couldn't coach last year, Kevin took over. Kevin did a phenomenal job because he's from the Henzes School of Coaching, and he knows what's going on, and he knows how to treat the kids, and he knows that wins are not everything. He knows that you got to make these younger kids men. And he did a great job, and I know going forward, our program is going to even get better.
So we shouldn't expect any drastic changes next year, Joe?
I'm not the coach. I mean, I'm only a statistician, but I will say this much. Why fix something if it isn't broken? And Mr. McHale, he'll put his wrinkles in, but our team is going to be very, very good because, first of all, our kids are good, and they got great parents. And they're going to incorporate that into football wins, but more importantly, personalities and making our kids go forward.
How long is Kevin the assistant coach?
He's been the assistant coach for a number of years, but last year he was the interim head coach because of the coach's illness. But I would say, and I'm only taking a guess, I would say probably the last 10 years. And I know he was the defensive coordinator, and he did a super job, as you can see in the stats of the paper.
I don't think
the kids love him, and he loves the kids, and he's not afraid to take time out of his busy day because he has little kids, and to develop kids or talk to the kids or go above and beyond to help the kids. And that's Jack Henzes.
Kevin is a teacher here?
Yes, I believe he's a social studies teacher here.
Okay. And Coach Henzes, he's still a teacher here, correct?
He is. Coach Henzes is still in play as a teacher here, yes, as we speak.
Okay, so he only resigned as the
A football coach, correct.
Anything else you want to say, Joe?
I just want to say to Coach, hope you're looking at this because I know how much you did for me, and I know how much I respect and I love the guy, and I just want to say, like, he made this a better place. And it's already a great place, but Coach Henzes made this a better place.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Thanks, Joe.